Hey guys, so we actually had one of our members ask about ankle flexibility, ways to mobilize that. I thought it'd be a good thing to do that today since we're doing pistols. So I wanted to talk about dorsiflexion in the ankle, which is part of where when you're doing pistols, a lot of people have problems with mobility in their ankle, which also means they can't drive their hip out as much. So pistols overhead squats, you need more ankle flexibility already. So I want to show you a couple quick things you can do to kind of open those areas up, mobilize them. One of the common ones we always end up doing anyways is just going through a range of motion with a toe circle. This is fine to open up some of it. The problem is though, is that 3/4 of this movement is never a flexion we're actually doing, right? So when I'm in this position of an ankle roll, I'm never actually doing that except for maybe when I'm swimming. But that's not going to actually translate to doing a pistol, doing an overhead squat, something where I'm driving out and creating torque that direction. I'm working that. So using one of our coaches here, Nicole, you can move that energy as well. I'm going to show you one really simple one that you can kind of move through the range of motion. Obviously, in the bottom of a squat, having your hips open is one piece of the puzzle. The second, though, is if your ankles are still tight, the foot's still going to collapse in even as you're grinding the hip out. So by getting the ankle opened up too, I now have more room for my hip, my ankle moves out, and I can drive my knee out instead of letting it come forward. So this is just a little tool to help you with getting the bottom of the squat and focusing on the ankle part without having to worry about holding yourself up. So just a standard band. Nicole's going to drop down the bottom of the squat, activated squat, and see this allows her to keep in a good squat form, feet forward, and now rather than worry about keeping yourself upright, she can just focus on her ankle. So from here, she's going to be driving her knee out, so she's created torque at this point already, and she's going to go through the range of motion, kind of driving through one ankle at a time. It takes typically 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes to really break into the soft tissue and open the ankle up more. But now we're actually using a functional range of motion to get the ankle open up and help her hip drive open. As you can kind of see, I can see more from my ankle, but when you're doing this as well, you're going to be able to feel where the hip mobilization starts to drive out. There's more, do you feel that in the ankle as well? It's kind of pressing out some more. So she's able to safely now move through this range of motion. Do you feel like as you go through this range too, your foot kind of arches up as well? Good, so that's good. Because now that means we're creating torque. The ankle's not collapsing, the foot's not getting soft, so she's going to be more stable in the bottom of a pistol, bottom of an overhead squat, which is where a lot of people end up missing that range. They have great hip, ankle collapses in, they pitch forward on their overhead squat. So from here now she can work on the other ankle as well. This one you want to do, like I said, about 90 seconds, 2 minutes per side. Just really kind of grind through. If anything starts hurting through the knee or anything through the hip, pop out of it, kind of reset. Make sure you're creating torque as you drive down into it, just like you would for a regular squat. Try to keep your heel planted through this movement, and then just go through the whole range of motion. Okay. So that's one thing you can do. Go ahead and pop up. So that's the work on ankle mobilization directly. It's possible that you could have an open ankle, but if you're tight through calf, Achilles, heel cords, any of those areas there, that's why we want to add in a calf stretch as well. First, we want to get the ankle opened up and then work our way back up the system. So we've done the ankle, we go into a standard calf stretch at this point. However, the difference being, go ahead and just do a standard, like do it the way someone would normally do a calf stretch. So they're kind of just grinding their butt through. We still want to go through a range of motion here too. So again, we're working on the dorsiflexion part as opposed to straightening. So foot's up higher. Okay. Wind everything up, drive your hips forward, and press your chest forward as well. Try not to overextend your lumbar. Do you feel more of a drive down here? Because now it's not just hitting the calf, but we're getting the heel cord in there. Any of this that might be matted down just from being tight, we want to open this entire area up as well. So I'm just going to drive through this, about 30 seconds or so. Now to add on to this, because we want to go a full range of motion, she's going to turn her foot out and turn her body in. So from here, you can see now we're pressing on the outside of the ankle, right? We're catching the inside of this area, pressing out here. She's probably feeling some in the hip as well. You feeling that on the side of your hip?
Yeah.
Good. So now we're catching a little bit of the hip in there. We're catching the sides of the ankle, the sides of the calf. People always hit the head straight on, but you have two separate muscles here, the tendons and everything that run through there, so we want to hit those as well. After that, we're going to roll the foot in, turn the body out. You're going to probably feel this again, maybe some through here. Bottom of the foot, I don't know if you guys have ever done wall balls and your feet start cramping up. It's tightness somewhere through the heel cords or the calves that causes that foot to cramp up as well. This is letting you catch the bottom. You feel it at the bottom of your foot? You're catching the bottom of the foot now. We're again catching the outside head of the calf. We're still getting the heel cord. And again, just like we did in the bottom of the squat, we're catching the full range of motion of where we want to be for ankle flexibility. You finish up with another 30 seconds straight forward, you'd unwind, you'd switch legs. That's just a couple quick things, and thanks so much. We'll go from there.